got wins against Cardiff and the Bulls. Those results went narrowly against them, so can they get up to the pitch of this game?
Well, we'll find out pretty quickly. I think every game they play under Stuart Lancaster, they're going to get better. He's a brilliant coach. He will have an impact, but have they got enough to beat a Munster team who should be absolutely bouncing after last weekend?
Well, they turned the page on that brilliant result very early in the week, according to Clayton McMillan. Full focus all week on the horizon and Connacht, game by game. A strong, robust carry into contact as Connacht look to carry the fight to Munster inside the opening 30 seconds or so here. Big, strong two-man tackle in midfield, a choke tackle momentarily. Connacht get the ball to ground and keep it moving through the hands, trying to work out some of those combinations. Great to see so many players back in harness getting their opportunity. Can they find the rhythm and a fluidity with 9 changes in the side in particular? Ben Murphy at scrum half, of course, really launched his Connacht career in the first round game last season in this fixture here at Thomond Park. High scoring game full of tries. Let's hope it's something similar this evening.
That's an impressive first defensive set by Munster. Just real physicality, real edge into contact, smashing Forde back, and then eventually making Ben Murphy have to kick because he's on the back foot. So carrying on where they finished off last week.
Fantastic kick as well by Ben Murphy, getting into the 5-metre channel, making it very difficult for Diarmuid Kilgallen, and they get the reward.
Josh Murphy, the target at line-out time for Dave Heffernan. Worked out well, and they immediately put it the width straight through the hands and into the hands of Byron Ralston. So dynamic and strong. A really robust tackle to scrag him to ground just shy of that Munster 22. It's been a bright opening 90 seconds or so from Connacht here. The supply line in from Ben Murphy's been excellent into the hands of Sean Johnson, who's started this season really well. His carry stats off the charts in every game. Connacht holding on to the ball, going through phases in every game. It's been a feature of their play. Interesting to see how Hugh Gavin goes in there in the engine room alongside Cathal Forde tonight. A player whose early promise has been interrupted time and again by injury, but he certainly has the raw credentials in terms of his size and pedigree. Josh Ioane. They go a little bit deeper this time, coming onto the ball at pace was Josh Murphy, but he's met with a solid red wall of resistance. 245 tackles, remember, at Croke Park by that defensive masterclass for Munster last week. Murphy again, seeking out Jordan Duggan this time. First start of the season. That loose head for Jordan Duggan, now into Cathal Forde. Taking the ground by Wycherley. Munster this time out quickly in numbers, led by Gavin Coombes. Josh Ioane again into Johnson. And they're ready and waiting. Another really physical tackle. No surprise to see Alex Nankivell in the meat of that as well.
Put down by wide, play on. Put down by wide, play on, play on.
It doesn't phase us, taking us up beyond 3 minutes. And eventually it's a boot, a stray boot of a Connacht player that just gets in the way for Ben Murphy.
As I said, put down by wide.
I think that's another really good defensive set, Simon. Like Connacht are asking lots of questions there. Probably need to be a little bit flatter when they take the ball to the line, because Munster are getting a lot of two-man hits. But it's just Munster's work post-tackle. They're just doing enough at the back end of those rucks to displace Ben Murphy, and obviously it comes to a knock-on. But actually, Connacht decided to stop playing. They were going to go back to Josh Ioane put up in the air.
Yeah, they were finding some joy when they were going back down the short sides, because the heart of that Munster defence are super strong.
That's why I asked you to use it. You understand what I mean? Thank you.
Alex Nankivell as well had a fantastic start to the game. He received the kick-off, I think, initially. Big, powerful carry, and then another few dominant tackles. So he's been very pleased with his opening few minutes, and Munster have fed off the back of it.
The scrum will be interesting. This is an area that obviously Connacht run under massive pressure against the Bulls. Now, Munster don't have the same size and power as the Bulls, but it's a nice compact Munster pack. Sean Cronin looking after the scrum now.
Crouch!
And they'll be looking to get an edge in this area.
Set! Keep it up, keep it up! Keep it up!
It is stable, and the two maintain the height.
Use it!
Is there and available for Gavin Coombes. Hanrahan to try and fire this Munster back line. Dan Kelly, boot to ball. Oh, right over the top of the head of Harry West, and alarm bells ringing in that Connacht defence. They're right on the try line. Munster might be in here with Gavin Coombes, you know. I think they drew grind the ball at the end of all that, but the referee's whistle had signed it.
Goes for White.
Yeah, Finn Treacy's not the most experienced, but it's his second season, but he certainly put his full back under all kinds of pressure there, didn't he, G?
Yeah, absolutely. Just his positioning to begin with was, you know, it's a big space that you have to cover when you drop that deep away from the line. One pass from JJ Hanrahan brings him up, and the kick space is on all day. I think if he held his nerve a little bit and allowed the defensive line to reconnect with him, that corner wouldn't have been available for Kelly to take. But it was great awareness of the space and reading the body language of the players in the backfield. Great execution from Munster, and they're in a very dangerous position.
Is it fair to say, Simon, because Gavin's Coombes pass to JJ wasn't that good, that nearly means he can be a little bit more conservative, can't he?
Exactly.
Because they're less likely to run there.
Exactly. The run thread is pretty much dead when you get an inaccurate pass like that.
Cynical play by the white player that is playing the ball on the ground, they said. Is that correct?
Was the actions
yes,
of the Connacht player which have been brought to the attention of Andrea Piardi by one or two of the Munster players.
Yeah, I think this ball was turned over. I think Munster counter-rucked it, and then Harry West jumped on it. After this, now you'll see in a second, it looked like it was going to be Munster having possession a metre out, and then suddenly he ends up, watch, you'll see it bobble back here. So there oh.
The Munster players, after all this, the referee had indicated a knock-on from a Connacht hand. They were absolutely certain that the ball had been grounded.
Just the angle here, you'll see it now. If you stay on this angle.
We're losing it there momentarily in a forest of legs, but it does bring into the equation, if it is a cynical act and the ball was coming back on the Munster side, well then, the TMO, who's Matteo Lipperini.
Like Matteo, the third field I'm seeing here is number 15, not supporting his body weight, dive on the player on the ground, which has probably caused the 15 wide to lose the ball forward, isn't it? Yeah, that's why I'm checking, okay? Matteo, I think that the first infringement here is diving on player on the ground, which has caused then everything what's happened then. So I start the game with a penalty against red, the 15 diving on the player on the ground.
Okay.
Okay, Jack. We were checking a possible cynical play on the ground by the white player, but what we have is 15 dive on the player on the ground, which is the first infringement. We'll start again with a penalty against the European.
Be careful what you wish for. I think Munster asked them to have a look at that, thinking it was going to be a penalty against Harry West, and now it's a turnover, but I think they got the right decision in the end.
Okay, ref, we'll just go back to that 5-metre scrum then.
Brilliant work rate from Shane Daly, though, chasing the kick, putting the pressure on, and the double effort to then try and push the man over the line. And carrying on from last week, that Munster, the intent is there straight from the get-go. We saw it in the opening defensive sets, and they are a hungry bunch, they look like.
We were chatting pre-game about, look, Harry West, 22-year-old academy graduate coming in at full-back to make his debut. That's a scary 90 seconds he's just got through there. Tall boy with some work to do now.
Okay, always inside. Use it!
Ben Murphy, 2 tries here on debut. Finished the season last season with 9. Good clearance.
Yeah, there's a lot of excitement in Connacht about Harry West. He went to probably a smaller school, King's Hospital, but from the west of Ireland originally, and he's been part of the academy for the last couple of years. He was originally a 10, but they're now trying him as a full-back. He's a beautiful runner with the ball, and Munster will be very careful of kicking loosely to him, but they'll also try and exploit that naivety and inexperience in the backfield.
Sean Kleyn. Clean, quick ball from Munster at the front as they try and punch it up the middle here. Soften up that Connacht rear guard.
Take all, away, release!
Samillo in the thick of that defensive line from a Connacht point of view. Excellent on the opening night against Benetton. Little nudge through, deflected on its way.
Chris, Master.
Lee Byron, one of several players on show tonight who's been included in that Ireland 15 squad to take on Spain. He too making his first appearance of the season. 40 minutes off the bench at Croke Park against his former side Leinster. Now then, JJ Hanrahan off an errant throw, the first of the evening. Coombes now to try and punch a hole again. Munster reorganise and realign and then zip it out into the hands of Thaakir Abrahams. Marshalled this time by Byron Ralston. Wycherley. Dave Heffernan combining with Diarmuid to good effect there. Now Ethan Coughlan to Hanrahan and once again into the hands of that man Gavin Coombes. Hanrahan pulls it out to Dan Kelly this time. Abrahams has come a long way in off that left flank to try and show an appetite for work. High tackle, penalty advantage Munster here.
That's what you want to see, though. You want to see Thaakir Abrahams getting busy, getting off his wing, and looks a threat every time he's on the ball. Similar to Mike Lowry in stature, so every tackle on him could potentially be a high tackle. He's an invaluable asset to have out there. But Munster will be happening with the opening start, and now where they're going to find themselves deep in the Connacht 22. But good defence from Connacht early on, but Munster seem to be upping it a notch or two.
I'm sorry, really sorry. I didn't see.
Here's the outstretched arm of 6'5" tall Josh Murphy, deemed high on Thaakir Abrahams. Abraham scored a couple of tries against Connacht for Leon in the Challenge Cup a couple of seasons back, I recall. Now then, Barron to try and get his delivery right. It was the hand of Paul Boyle, I think, that just got in the way there. So once again, it's that defensive line out now that Connacht possess.
Jack.
Opportunity for Ben Murphy to clear the lines. Shane Daly.
Space.
Change of mind. Maybe you're going to call Abrahams now right in the centre of the pitch. Ben Murphy to Hanrahan. Almost drifting behind. Kilgallen got his hands and limbs free, and now Nankivell just uses that power. Back inside it goes to Dan Kelly. The pass back inside was available. That was enterprising and bright. Almost. Getting in behind.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a lovely counter-attack play. Just Kilgallen stays alive, gets a lovely little soft, and you see Nankivell, he knows he's up against a tie head prop here. He goes through the hole, but that's good scramble. And in fairness to Sam Elo, he doesn't give up there. He goes back, works really hard back to make that double tackle.
And he's illegal with the tackle.
It's a big collision as Kilgallen took that at full pace.
Yeah, we checked that, Jack. Clear. He's deep enough. Good drop. No full play. Now we stop the game for him.
Some concern here for the Connacht coaching ticket. The player receiving treatment just on the Munster 10-metre line. I can't quite see who it is who was trying to get in the way of Kilgallen when he took that ball at full pace.
No, it's Finn Treacy.
Yeah.
Ok, però quando era lì ormai non potevo ignorare il fatto del 15. Sì, per quello che... Sì, no, perché in realtà una volta che era lì ho detto non posso ignorare. Perché live avevo il dubbio fosse sui suoi piedi.
It's ironic. Diarmuid Kilgallen leaving Connacht to go to Munster kind of opened up an opportunity for Finn Treacy, and he took it last year. He was outstanding, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to continue.
It's really disappointing for the 21-year-old straight away. Sean Naughton coming in, even younger at 20, but Finn Treacy first started the season. 9.5 minutes in, he's not going to be fit to continue.
Yeah, I agree.
Restricted to just 7 starts last season, 5 tries though. A couple of niggling injuries.
Guys, wait.
Played the full 80 minutes when these sides met out in Mayo at McHale Park and Castlebar back in March. What a game that was as well.
I'll tell you when we start. Okay, now back on.
So on their own throw this time, not quite through the fingertips of Josh Murphy. Anyone's ball in the scrap thereafter. Highly competitive at line-out time from both sets.
Yeah, it's an area, obviously, only Connacht's 4th game, Munster's 5th, but both teams have looked a little bit sloppy in that area. You know, you expected this time of season to be starting to settle down, be nice and fluid. That's just slightly overthrown there.
Crouch. Boy. Set.
So Ben Murphy ready. Connacht play their way out of trouble here. So often the go-to in that position is Cathal Forde. He's lost the ball on the deck there.
Nothing like clear.
Nothing clear. I'm not sure
It's
the
pretty clear.
assistant on this side saw. We certainly saw it from our vantage point.
Got away with one there.
Guys, we open up a little bit.
Good work by Jay to stay in the fight here. Look, I mean that's a knock on all day, isn't it?
Yeah, the crowd have seen it on the big screen, and the referee now has.
That's what you want from your halfbacks, though, getting stuck in like that. Ethan Coughlan as well, adding his weight to the contact zone, but that'll be a good tick of the box for JJ and Ethan Coughlan. That's good for confidence. Nice settler into the game, getting into the contact nice and early. And now they have a great opportunity to put out a nice set piece attack here off this scrum. It's in a nice area of the field over the 15. Thaakir Abraham's in behind in a dangerous position. Ability to go down both sides here. Interested to see where they go here now.
You can hear Josh Ioane look at Abraham. I like the way they've actually swapped Shane Daly and Abraham here just to give him both sides. Like the last scrum was rock solid. He could be lethal off this.
Quick reset and we carry on. Quick reset, guys. Let's go, please. Don't chat. Let's go. Quick reset.
One of the key points.
Yeah, they're bringing over. Yeah, they had left Ralston on his own over here on the right hand side, but they realised that's too big a space for just the 9 and the wing, so they brought Ioane over. Which way did you go here, Zeebs?
I'd probably look to go left down short side, but they don't take my advice.
They feint to go left, and then back right, and Abrahams has come in from that left hand side, and he's got absolutely upended there straight in front of the Connacht sticks. Thumping tackle.
No, stay back.
On the retreat was JJ Hanrahan. Short little pop pass now to Sean Kleyn. Can Munster reload and go again? Get the wheels turning again. Gavin Coombes. Kleyn available once more. Stopped in his tracks by a combination of Joe Joyce and Sean Jansen that time. Hodnett, great to see him back in the cut and thrust of action. And this time they go beyond Coombes. And
there's a dangerous clean out by right here. It's a dangerous clean out by right here.
The referee's assistant has come in there to the aid of Andrea Piardi, we think.
It's
so
a dangerous clean out by number 2 red. Dangerous clean out
so
in the ruck.
Barron.
Big contacts coming in there from the Connacht pack. They're meeting the man and ball and, you know, putting in a big show of intent there early doors, keeping Munster out even in the 22, and Munster get into their power game, and the forwards, big heavy forwards, come around the corner. John Kleyn found himself getting smashed, and one or two others as well. Great set from Connacht.
Daly again, that's a lovely pickup from Abrahams. Wasn't easy. Tackled by Forde thereafter. Could easily have spilled that. Nankivell. Oh, and all of a sudden a little bit of space this time for Kilgallen on this side. Just run out of space for Kelly momentarily. Kept alive by Nankivell. Back initially off Gavin Coombes. He gets his hands free and brings it into Daly again, who's looked very sharp, very elusive. On they go with Coughlan. Nankivell's popping up all over the place. So too his midfield partner Dan Kelly. Brilliant option here. Jack O'Donoghue. In go Munster for the first try of the game. The width of the pitch, left to right, and they find the space eventually. Brilliant from Nankivell. So too Kelly. So many hands involved. O'Donoghue on the try sheet.
Yeah, it's brilliant from Munster. Great handling. And Nankivell finding himself at the heart of anything good from Munster. His timing on that pass for Kilgallen was fantastic. But he gets himself back involved in the play here, and then calls for the ball, sees the mismatch on the outside, and it's great execution on the edge. And you want agile back rowers on the edge who can run like backs, and Jack O'Donoghue is certainly one of them. They'll be very happy with that score, but it's the work rate and intent from Alex Nankivell. It all starts with him. He started this game really, really well, and Munster attacking fantastically there off that back end of that passage.
Plenty behind it, but just pulls it across the face for JJ Hanrahan, who's heading swiftly towards 850 points as we look at this try again.
It's okay.
I think Alex Nankivell has four passes at least in that passage of play from the other side, the near side here, near us, and working himself all the way back across the field. That's what you want. Players working hard, getting off wings and getting as many touches on the ball as possible. That's where you find mismatches and create space.
Shane McCarthy in for Thaakir Abrahams, who took a massive contact just a few moments ago. Try and ascertain whether or not that's a head injury assessment, and whether he just has come off second best in that exchange.
Right
so
on
Shane
the line.
McCarthy in, so too Sean Lockton for Connacht. A couple of enforced changes inside the opening. That is a HIA, so let's hope that we see Thaakir Abrahams back with us.
Good timing.
Joyce at the front and now Josh Ioane trying to fire Connacht now. Can they find a riposte? Bright start from Stuart Lancaster's side, and much of the last 10 minutes though spent in a rearguard action. Sam Illo. Tom O'Toole and Scott Wilson along with Sam Illo are the three Ireland 15 players selected in that squad for the Spain game. It'll be interesting to see who gets game time there as Ben Murphy goes to the air. Huge height on that, dropping
back by White. We get that.
Back by Barron Ralston.
Leave right, leave.
Joyce gets to ground. Murphy sets them moving again. Almost concealed in a little huddle of players. There was Josh Ioane. A little bit slower this time for the Connacht scrum half, and Munster are set defensively.
No, you pin down.
Two front rowers combining Michael Milne and Lee Barron. Real cluster of players in that little narrow channel. It could go to anyone. It's also primed potentially for an intercept. He was almost there, Shane Daly.
Yeah, it was the right read, to be fair to him, because Connacht had numbers on the edge there, and if he didn't jam in, Munster would have been in serious trouble going down that right wing. But it was the right call. Great read, great timing. He was just unlucky not to hold it in the end, but great intent from out of Connacht and good handling as well to back it up. They're finding the wider channels and causing Munster some problems. When Munster are able to get their two-man tackles, they're able to slow that ruck ball down, but Connacht looking dangerous when they're getting quick ball here.
There's a nice intent about how Connacht are trying to play. They're certainly trying to keep a ball in hand. They're only kicking as a last resort, but they probably need to get a couple more dominant carries intermixed there. You mentioned, Simon, there's too many two-man hits from Munster, and you can see Connacht they were trying to overload coming back right, but realistically Munster needed to make a bad defensive read there, or else they're just going to get a few yards and then smash them off the touchline. So they need to get like Janssen onto the ball and get him running at soft shoulders, I think.
Averaging 161 carries per game over the course of sample size of 3 matches so far. Connacht on occasion they have kicked the ball a lot, particularly that Cardiff game, kicked it 40 plus times. Keeping it in hand thus far this evening in the opening 18 and a half minutes. Trying to find those shapes to cause problems. Sean Lockton. Almost through then Ralston. Again, a long way from home to try and double up the numbers on that side.
Please don't shout to me.
Front door option for Josh Murphy.
Don't shout to me.
Met solidly by Gavin Coombes. So many good little contests out there. Dara Murray. Ben Murphy, Josh Ioane, that's where he can find space. Sleight of hand, fleet of foot, brilliant deception, and he puts it on a plate for Barron Ralston.
Oh, that's so much better from Connacht. That's where they actually were getting a few soft shoulders. I think Gavin got him over the gain line originally, and from there they never really let Munster off the hook. Quick ball, quick ball, quick ball, and eventually it's Josh Ioane bouncing back down the blind side with a really nice support line inside. He gets his nose through contact and a lovely one-handed offload. That's what Josh Ioane can do if he gets on the front foot.
They'll need more of that, more of going down those short sides. The heart of that Munster defence is very strong. As we were saying, they're two-man tackles, but they're going to find joy down the edges. Munster obviously can't be as physical and as hard down those channels coming off the line, with line speed rather. But Connacht, great early score.
Cal Forde takes the responsibility, so we've had 2 excellently worked tries and 2 missed conversions. Parity 5 points apiece.
Munster 5, Connacht 5.
Interestingly, Clayton McMillan saying, look, I've coached this guy plenty of times. We know all his strengths and his assets and what he can do, and that's exactly what he would have been talking about on the training paddock this week to be careful of.
Yeah, he's so comfortable, ball in hand. I think probably what Connacht need is someone really consistent as a place kicker elsewhere in the field to allow him just do that, because you know, you see Cal Forde misses that last week. It was a very difficult kick at the end, but it's so many strengths, but obviously his obvious weakness, you need to fill someone else there who can give you 85% goal kicker over the course of the season.
2 tries already this season. Josh Ioane against Benison and the Bulls, 2 really impressive tries. Now then, JJ Hanrahan
Step back.
stepping off the left and almost making it beyond the clutches of Hugh Gavin. Nothing to choose between the sides, as the scoreboard suggests, across the opening quarter. The Munster try scorer Jack O'Donoghue showing good hands at the 2nd or 3rd time of asking. Coughlan to Hanrahan once more. Connacht scurrying back to cover the backfield in numbers.
It's an unusual kick from JJ, isn't it?
No, you can kick it out.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised, but I think it was maybe Harry West who ended up tracking back to cover the corner space, which JJ initially looked at and then reverted to a Ioane. But the kick not accurate enough, but just probably started there when Shea McCarthy went into the 10 channel. He just crept up a little bit too flat and didn't give the forwards outside him enough time on the ball, and they ended up getting swallowed up by Connacht and forced to kick it away. So Munster need to
Chris, a little bit on
up it a tiny bit and vary their depth. And
White on the line,
be in better stead.
Connacht on the line.
Barron, the indication is to go all the way over the top, bring in Gavin Coombes. The 2-8s collide.
What is here? No, stay there.
Contest.
Stay there.
Sean Johnson's been excellent over the early part of this season for Connacht.
Don't shout to me. Thanks.
Certainly seems to fit the profile of player that Stuart Lancaster likes in his back row. Paul Boyle too. Josh Murphy broadly used at the blindside flank so far.
Step. Take him back.
And to the left boot of Cal Forde to relieve the pressure. Plenty of distance on it, but straight to JJ Hanrahan, who feeds Shane Daly. No let up on the physical exchanges, that's for sure. Tucked out the back by John Ryan, and good hands again from a Munster point of view. Over the top from Kilgallen from the latest Munster attack. And finally the ball hacked into touch over on that far side.
I hate that last exit from Connacht where they've just received or conceded a try from a counter attack, and they have a ruck outside of 22 on the 15, and they go back to Cal Forde to kick long. He obviously can't kick it off. It's not his problem, but I'd much prefer a box kick there from 9 just to control Munster, take away something they obviously want to launch at you. And he saw how dangerous they were. Even without Abrahams, they suddenly exposed a little bit of space down the blind side, having opened up a 2-sided attack.
Yeah, it's a very dangerous back 3 now that you're kicking to. I know Abraham's off the field, but Shane McCarthy is equally as dangerous, and he has a big future ahead of him. But the right kicks at the right times are going to play a big role here, as we see.
I've got backwards alive, guys.
It's okay from Dan
Backwards
Kelly.
alive.
Fortunate
Good.
perhaps to see it go backwards. Nankivell eventually scragged and bought the ground. Sean Kleyn, ball is left there for Coughlan. No huge distance on it this time from JJ Hanrahan, but that's a brilliant take.
6 red. Yeah.
Penalty against Jack O'Donoghue. And then it just flares up in the middle.
2 little men.
Yeah.
Where's their babysitter?
How do you say this? 9, come in. 9. Can I speak first? This is the way it's working now. I speak first, then I listen to you, okay? Penalty for 6 offside. Just leave the ball and nothing of this will happen, okay? Thank you. Yeah. 6
Nothing
right
further.
offside.
Just take their pocket money for a week.
In front of the kicker.
So right to that corner they go.
Okay, guys, we stay on the line, please. 3 on the line. Guys, line. Line, guys. Line. I said the line, guys. I said the line. Yeah. Guys.
Great opportunity for Dave Heffernan to hit his targeting Josh Murphy and set this up now. And here come Hugh, Gavin, Cathal, Forde and Harry West all in there. And they get some forward momentum. One stop indicated. Barking the orders is Ben Murphy. Sean Lockton poised. Instead they go to Cathal Forde. So often the first man forward in that situation. They want to use Murphy again. Illo as the backseat driver just pummels him forward a yard or two. John Ryan's on the wrong side. He's okay, the referee's not interested. Paul Boyle absolutely swallowed up in the middle of all that.
Ball is there, look. He's
Ball is just coming back on the Connacht side.
Here we go. Stay behind.
Only just Illo poised and Joe Joyce driving for the line, pumping those quads, low body position.
Stay behind, advantage.
Everyone in Munster red getting low. And a penalty advantage comes, and now Hugh Gavin out the back, shot to nothing. Shane McCarthy will be called back.
Ends in front.
And it is Michael Milne who's straight offside.
1 red, ends in front.
That was actually good work by Connacht because they've committed, I think, 11 bodies to that maul. They had to play away from it, so it was automatically advantage to Munster, but they just worked really narrow off the ruck. Good carry by Josh Murphy, and now they're going for the quick tap.
Dave Heffernan leads the charge this time. Sam Illo, he puts a little bit of variation on it, and now he tries to use that muscle and bulk that he has just to bounce a couple of Munster players out of the way. Josh Ioane gets it all the way out. Ralston in again. Well, they pummeled and pulverised and tried to barge their way through, and then they found the space. The quick hands from Ioane, and Ralston is in again.
Ioane is having himself a game. To be fair to him, he started this match really well. His pass selection on when to pull the trigger is the most important thing there. He knows the pressure is coming. Shane Daly's come in and absolutely emptied him, but he still had the wherewithal to throw an incredibly accurate bridge pass over the top, and that is a quality score from Connacht. One thing I've noticed, the difference from last week has been the half-backs kicking from Munster hasn't been good enough. There's been some kicks going too long from Hanrahan, uncontestables, or too short from Coughlan, both of them combined. So they'll really need to change the pictures or vary their kicks, because the most joy they've had is Dan Kelly putting in the grubber kicks along the ground. So
absolutely, I think the kicking hasn't been anywhere near as accurate as it needs to be, but also some ill-discipline. So they had, a penalty for a clear out, and obviously that one there was just they were exiting, and Jack O'Donoghue was offside. It was, and that gives Connacht the entry point. They just got to be much cleaner in those areas, and there's plenty of energy, plenty of aggression, but they need to tighten up that if they want to go and win this game.
And that was their last week in spades, so that will infuriate the coaching staff, you'd imagine. That's exactly what they wanted to see this week. Back it up. They have to up the ante.
And off the kicking tee again by Cathal Forde, who's had a big impact in his all-court game around the park otherwise, both in terms of carries and kicks from hand.
Step back, guys, step back, last fit, good.
10 points to 5, 30th minute of the game. A couple of tries for Barron Ralston. It's been good from Connacht. And once again, the exit, though, straight into the hands of Shane Daly, who needs no second invitation. Getting beyond the first point of contact, he was Darren Murray, not so Joe Joyce, and it sets up Munster in an attacking position again on that 10-metre line. Was there head contact there, and that seemed to be the indication of Gavin Coombes that he took a bang a little high.
No, what is that? Good.
Quickly, though, back to his feet, if a little groggily, perhaps. May look at that again. Nankivell now zips one out to John Hodnett into some heavy traffic and away from Dave Heffernan. Few post-contact meters ratcheted up there as Sean Kleyn now takes it. Coughlan again. Munster would love some quick ball to try and utilise what the firepower they have in the back line.
It's a dangerous clean out here by Red. It's a croc roll down to the side.
It's the second one again. It's against Munster, so it's a Connacht penalty. The first one against Lee Barron.
Two skipper here. It's a penalty against 6 Red for croc roll.
This time it's Jack O'Donoghue.
3 late hits after the pass.
Okay.
On me, yeah. I know your back's not on it. Every time it's 3 late hits.
That's fine, JJ. I will try to double check it. Okay. Thanks.
JJ.
Guys.
That's timing, JJ.
Guys, that's the problem of this game. Everybody's talking. JJ is approaching me in the right way, and he's speaking to me, and then you start chanting.
Yeah.
That's not the way he's working the game, okay? Everybody I take on, knock on, not roll inside the entrance. Guys, it's not possible to work like this, honestly.
Yep.
It's tough. This is a really good game of rugby with 2 good guys, two teams. Can we come back to the values and have a good game of rugby?
Yeah.
Speak to your team, speak to your team, guys. Thank you.
Do you want me to bring them in?
Yeah, you can speak to them. They can understand.
Yes.
Here we go, guys. That's it. That's a penalty. Croc roll by 6 Red.
So that's the infringement. That has brought that latest Munster attack to an abrupt end. Lots of chat. JJ Hanrahan, of course, well acquainted with the opposition.
That'll frustrate Mike Prendergast. I know he's not looking after the ruck, but just again, it was counter-attack. Munster were into 6-7 phases. Nankivell had just got a little bit of a pierce up the middle of the field, and they looked dangerous. And to have to come back to give away a penalty for a clean-out, which it wasn't really necessary. You just got to win that collision, go north, smash Jansen back. So Jack will be disappointed with that.
Sean Jansen pumping those legs, using that power that he has.
He cannot roll away.
Gavin
He cannot roll away.
Received a little bit of treatment a few moments ago after that heavy collision.
Stop right in front.
Seems
Free,
fine
good.
to continue now. It's the kicking game of Connacht and the backfield coverage under the microscope for Munster. Oh, a tricky one again. Shane Daly's done brilliantly. Hodnett now. Sean Norton claiming a little bit of obstruction, but John Hodnett not bothered. On he goes.
Good.
And on some further. That's 2 really brilliant carries in the last 5 minutes by the returning open side from Munster.
Ball is there, clear, available, please use it.
Cheekbone injury in pre-season. Seeing him out of action for the opening 3 or 4 games. There's some of that loose kicking Simon and Bernard were talking about. Both sides a little guilty of it now and then. Josh Ioane. As Connacht once again endeavour to keep ball in hand. That's a nice carry from Harry West. Perhaps just growing into this game as it matures. Hugh Gavin. Murphy again. Ioane, this time it is picked off and it is an intercept. Diarmuid Kilgallen with a counter into the Connacht 22 and all the way to the line. 2 weeks in a row. Intercept try for Munster. 10 points apiece.
Great score from Diarmuid Kilgallen, great read on the edge and great wheels to finish it, to be fair. It looked like nobody was catching him, but Connacht just finding themselves getting a bit too flat out on the edge and played into Diarmuid Kilgallen's hands literally, and it's a welcome score because it just got a little bit scrappy there. The kicking from both sides has been pretty inaccurate, you know, but yeah, Munster will be very happy with that now to level up. Scores potentially go in front here. 8 minutes to go.
5 points from a former Connacht man in the shape of Diarmuid Kilgallen. 2 further added from the kicking tee from JJ Hanrahan.
Yeah, I think Lancaster will be disappointed there. They didn't have a second wave a little bit deeper, so it was quite easy for Kilgallen to pick that off because in fact there was 3 players in the line, wasn't there? They just change it up a bit, someone a little bit deeper, and then make a wrong decision rather than great. It is a good read.
It is, and that's what you want when you're on the wing. You just want one flat line of attack coming up against you. It just makes your job that much easier. You don't have to read front door, back door. You can just focus on staying in that space, as Diarmuid Kilgallen did really, really well and came away with the 7 points.
Yeah, just in the backfield there, Joe Joyce looks like his day is done.
Yep. It's been a fairly attritional opening 33.5 minutes here. Niall Murray is poised and ready to come in.
Bring it in, bring it in. Yeah, we go.
So from a tactical point of view, potentially this change just means it a little bit more attractive to kick the ball off, because you've now got another very, very good defensive line operator. It's always been an area of strength for Connacht for the last 3 or 4 years, but certainly with the Murray brothers on the field together now, their profile is much more advantageous to go after defensive lineouts.
And they don't want to be kicking to the back three of Munster, because they've been finding a lot of joy in this first half. So a great option for Connacht there now.
Super take by Fineen Wycherley. Two tries apiece.
Last fit.
Just that latest conversion, the first to land of the evening from JJ Hanrahan, the difference. It's a better kick from Coughlan, and it brings its reward. Well watched all the way by Shane McCarthy. Not easy dropping from a great height over your shoulder like that. Now Hanrahan just pops one into the 22 and sends 2 or 3 Munster players scurrying forward off in chase. Huge pressure on young Harry West back there.
That's why it's playing on. I saw it.
He's dealt with it well on that occasion. Cathal Forde to complete the job.
That's what happens when you kick contestables really well. You put the backfield in absolute disarray, and they're all expecting the run. Rarely teams kick straight after an initial, but when you win the ball back like that, the whole backfield is open for you straight away, and Munster should be doing more of that with the young back three and Ioane finding himself back there, but the kicks just haven't been accurate enough to make them contestable. But we see how dangerous they are when the kicks are on the money.
Line-out teething problems continuing. Straight over the top from Lee Barron into the hands of his opposite number. Hugh Gavin. Ralston, who's on a hat-trick, remember. Shane Daly assesses the options and thumps it straight back down to the Connacht fly half. Shane McCarthy on retreat.
14. Keep coming back.
No problems whatsoever. No doubt it was one of the talking points for Stuart Lancaster pre-season. These Irish interprovincial derby matches, which have gone against Connacht in recent seasons, lost their last 8 now. The last victory was against Munster down in Galway on New Year's Day of 2024. In pretty wretched conditions, it turned into a real trench warfare contest, which Connacht saw. Shane Daly. Off the left boot this time of JJ Hanrahan. Josh Ioane well placed. There's space in behind. He has the kicking range to exploit it. Has he got the pace to cause real problems here for Shane Daly? That's a brilliant net game.
You might help me here. How can Munster not organise the backfield there a little bit quicker?
Yeah, it's just a tough area, the pitch, and I feel for JJ in that situation, but he needs to stay. You know, JJ kicked and ended up chasing a few metres and left the backfield empty, completely empty, and Shane Daly tried to recover, but it's just that grey area around the 10-metre mark. When you get yourself in that kick tennis, you cannot leave yourself open like that, completely exposed.
Connacht secure possession. Munster initially doing a good job, and it's taking a ground. The ball is there. And Munster win it back.
That's a very important defensive set for Munster, because you know Connacht go and get another score there, just gives them belief before half-time. Not sure who gets their hand in. Ball just pops on the ground now in a second.
Come here. Guys, that's the mark. Yo, boy.
Both teams are kind of figuring each other out defensively. You know, they seem to have each other's number. But where there's space and where there's mistakes happening, it's either when the kicks go contestable or when there's backfield cover just are not there. That could be the turning of this game.
Coach!
Might not be end-to-end tries or from side to side getting through the hands, but one kick can change this game.
Set!
Two and a half minutes to half-time. The 2 front rows now popping straight up. It goes the way of Munster. It's a keen contest in there.
Yeah, you could see the Munster were just going to bang up Nankivell there, just set a target and get off the field. But if you can get dominance at scrum time like Michael Milne did there against Sammy Elo, It's a perfect exit. Hope you get another look at it.
Might need Simon Zebo's hands here. That's mighty close.
You just see the pressure come on here. Elo just gives that up a little bit too easily, and
For me, you should step on this side.
it's a simple penalty. He's been really good this season, Sam Elo,
The
but
guy in front of me.
learning his trade really at the highest level as a tight head.
9.
Well, both sides going all the way over the top. Maybe that's a symptom of trying to work things out when they haven't been fluid. Gavin Coombes takes it.
Stay behind, guys.
Straight forward it should be for Josh Ioane. Sees it all the way. Lovely feed again. Just to take him beyond Shane McCarthy. He's so elusive.
Now that's a good competition for the ball.
Ben Murphy was just dumped it out of the way there before he could get into position. Josh Murphy takes it on. He's had a big impact in the opening 39 minutes. Heavily involved. Shane Daly. Well, Connacht penalty. Munster sealing off.
That's nice variety on the kick. Obviously, Ioane was tied up. Knockton stepped in at 10 and put a good contestable crossfield. It wasn't contestable in the air, but just as Daly caught it, there was people arriving.
There was pressure there. It was another poor kick, to be honest. You know, it wasn't on the money. You need to be getting up into the air in these kicks. But Shane Daly, he would have preferred if there was somebody there to give him an out, give him a quick tip-on pass, just to get himself out of trouble when you know the pressure is coming. You know you don't have to make the catch, but you have to work hard for your buddy. You have to work hard to get back there and be an outlet for him to I suppose, not get away with it, but, you know, take the pressure off. And they had no out there, and this is dangerous now for Munster.
Thank you.
Clock in the red. We're over the 40. 2 tries apiece. You wonder would Munster have been happy to get into the sheds with that narrow 2-point lead.
Just try not to waste time, guys. We go.
The line out under the microscope. That's another interesting variation. Quick and fuss-free from Josh Murphy, and it puts Connacht in a brilliant position right on the front foot with Paul Boyle, the captain. Scrogged inside 5 metres, pops it out to Sean Johnson. Brilliant read on that from a combination of Fineen, Wycherley and Jack O'Donoghue. But they go again, and they're only inches shy of that Munster try line to snatch back the lead right on the stroke of half-time. Sam Illo has got the power. Repelled. Really good resistance from Munster, but for how long? Can Connacht maintain their composure here, win the battle of the inches? Coming around the corner. It's taken an age to come back to Jordan Duggan. He can't quite get there. Fineen Wycherley is still on the floor. Munster trying to scrag around the corner. They go the other way. Diarmuid. Paul Boyle again fancies a run. Sean Johnson is insisting that they go to him instead. Now they've got very close. Can the referee see it? Can he award it? He can say it's held up.
Munster did that about 10 times last week against that. That is Dennis Leamy. You can't coach that. Teams are willing to put their body on the line. You saw Eden Coughlan making a big hit in there.
I will double check it because I don't have the grounding, okay? I cannot give the on-field decision if I don't have the grounding, guys. Okay? So, Tiamo check, please.
Well, I think we were always going to check it, and you read a lot into body language. Paul Boyle is convinced he's got to the line and grounded that ball.
In goal, but I don't have nothing clear light. I don't have the on-field decision. So tell me how to restart the game, please.
Okay, Andrea. I'm checking the best angle.
So I think he's short there. Or maybe.
Now, Andrea, this is the best angle that I have.
It's his left elbow just short, and you can see he endeavours to reach out with the right hand that's got the ball wrapped up underneath it. Michael Milne is in the way.
Yeah, he may have got it there, but I don't think we're going to get an angle.
On the screen to see anything. Just tell me, Matteo, if we see the ball on the ground.
Nothing clear and obvious, to say the least, from that angle, and we're seeing the same angles that Matteo Lipperini, the TMO, is.
Because Andrea, I have the ball on the ground. I don't know if it's on the line or not.
It's clearly inside. If you have the ball on the ground, whenever the whistle was clearly inside. So if you have the ball inside, I've got a clear ball inside. We have the ground.
I have the ball on the ground.
Yes, clearly, but it was clear. It was clear to me the ball was inside the goal area, so I may award the try.
Going to give the try. Okay. Paul Boyle, massive moment in the game on half-time, and an interesting way to come around to the decision.
For me, it's really clear was in goal. That's it.
Sorry, I thought you were on field with no try.
No. Thanks, Dick.
I think if the referee was so sure he saw it down, why didn't he just give the try?
Yeah, good question.
I think the referee...
What is he was a double movement?
No, the referee held up, so he was confident the ball was over the line. Therefore, if the TMO can see a grounding, he's assuming that the grounding is over the line, and the referee's happy to change his on-field decision and award the try. That's my reading of what Andrea Piardi has said.
I still don't. It doesn't make sense, because let's watch this conversion. Because he's assuming it was held up. He put it down and it was held up the second time. He's assuming that.
Got away with one.
It's a big flashpoint in the game. One or two of Munster players were a shadow of the side that beat Benetton in round one when they went across to the Arms Park in Cardiff and lost by 14 points to 8. Munster, as we know, coming here heavily stacked, 4 wins from 4 and looking to make it 5 out of 5 on top of the charge heading into the autumn series. A long way from done and dusted at this point in the game. It could go either way, as the scoreboard suggests. 3-point game, and so many recent encounters between these two have gone right down to the wire.
That's a brilliant opening kick-off from JJ Hanrahan. Exactly what we were speaking about prior to this. Gets his kick on the money just outside the 22, and
let's go, guys,
that's exactly how you want your wingers chasing kicks. Getting up into the contest nice and high and causing scraps. Unfortunately, they didn't get the scraps back on this occasion, but great early signs of attempt in the second half and great accuracy to boot.
Bye! Guys, no space on this side, okay? Quick reset and we go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, guys, please. Hurry up.
Let's go, Spillo. Gotcha. Go.
6-point game out west in Mayo, 30 points to 24 in Munster's favour, most recently in March, but back here, round one of last season. 35 points to 33, an enthralling contest. This has been not quite as cut and thrust as that. It could yet explode into life.
On the shoulder
solid
here.
Challenge from Ethan Coughlan that time on Cathal Forde. A little bit of a loose pass into the hands eventually of Dave Heffernan.
Lost. Good listen. Use it.
Murphy capped twice across the summer, of course, scoring a try in the second of those games against Portugal. Decent contestable kick, just had enough on it to make it into the safe hands of Shea McCarthy. Coughlan waits as a Connacht player down on that far side in some discomfort, it would seem.
Ralston after that collision there on the kick.
Still not back to his feet. Michael Milne slips a little bit of a seatbelt tackle from Sam Millo. Referee's happy to let play continue for now, at least in Hanrahan this time. Thumps it off the laces downfield. Allowed to bounce, but Harry West has time. McCarthy on the retreat this time, back inside that Munster 22, and we will now call a halt to proceedings to make sure there's the correct treatment for Byron Ralston.
I will start the game with a... It's too dangerous. Maybe you lost the kick. Okay, I cannot give you that. I'll give you the scrum for you guys. Inside it.
It's quite innocuous looking, isn't it? But obviously he was in pain straight away, so obviously twisted his knee.
I think.
Straight away the change is going to be made, so there'll have to be a little bit of a cabinet reshuffle here to sort things out.
So Devine will have to go on the wing, will he?
Yeah.
Thanks. Was the same on the other side.
One of the two nines, you would imagine. That would be the call.
Inside 22,
Straight
so you
away
kick it
calling
out.
for the stretcher and making the replacement.
Inside.
That's really
You
disappointing
can
for a
kick it out
player
straight.
who
Okay.
already accounted for 2 tries this evening, and he had his fair share of injuries last season. You may recall only took part in 5 games across the entire season, 3 starts.
Yes, you're coming.
Started the season so brightly, mostly in second centre.
Thanks for the understanding.
Here's a look at his couple of tries, which have put his team in a really good position. That one was really well worked, close quarters.
The ground, sorry.
But he will play no further part.
Roman player is like unbelievably heavy on the head.
On you?
Yeah, unbelievably heavy. Okay.
Oh, it's good to know. I cannot see it. Of course, I cannot see the force.
Plenty to deal with in the early part of the season for Stuart Lancaster, as he tries to figure out what his best matchday squad is on starting 15 and where he puts those various combinations. He certainly has given ample opportunity to so many players coming through. It's so vital that they keep ticking over, picking up those wins. It would be a massive fill-up tonight if they can stay in this contest into the final quarter and maybe get something against the Head at a ground where they've only won, as I said, a couple of times in recent history, indeed in the professional era, a long way back from 13th in the log last season. 6 wins across the regular season, those 18 games, and 39 points get you, well, around about 10 or 11 points off that top 8 position in what is always a congested table. Harry West, haven't really seen him have the kind of opportunity that he thrives upon, which is a little bit of time and space to show what he can do with his athleticism. And interesting to see how they think on their feet and figure this one out, Connacht, in terms of how they reshape that back line.
Yeah, you mentioned Connor. Stuart Lancaster has played a lot of players, given everybody a chance, but he is really positive about some of those youngsters that we're seeing here in Connacht, and obviously West as well. You know, Devine we saw last year, Hugh Gavin we saw last year, Cathal Forde over the last couple of seasons. But there is some real good young talent, like Eric Elwood and the academy staff there are doing a great job trying to bring through some of these local players.
Young Jake O'Riordan, of course, at 20 years of age, is the replacement scrum half for Munster tonight. And should he come off the bench and make his debut, I think it brings to 41 the amount of players that Clayton McMillan has used across this opening block of 5 games, which is pretty impressive as well. And sympathies, obviously, in this situation for Byron Ralston. It's tricky for the player, Simon, as well, just to keep your mind in the game and not focus on the injury to the player, the nature of it, which seems serious, and keep warm and ready.
Yeah, it does. This test your mental ability to stay focused, stay concentrated, keep thinking about your next action, but players obviously need to stay warm as well. It's pretty cold out there, it's a chilly one. So hoping Ralston's not too badly injured, but it's not looking great. But he's had a great opening start to this half, you know, or first half he was fantastic. He got over the line twice, but pops up in great positions and finds himself running inside lines off Ioane quite a lot. We saw it there for his second try rather. But he is a threat. He's robust and carries the ball really well, makes good reads defensively, and he'll be a big loss now, but it'll be a tough challenge with all the rejigging they've have to do in the back line. Not loads of experience there. So you'd imagine Munster should be able to find space either in the backfield or exploit them on the edges, and they really need to. You feel like Munster can go up a gear. That's the sense I got, but they need to do it fast.
Just thinking of Munster, because they're the home team and obviously they're unbeaten. They're the favourites going to this game. You know, Zeebs, I completely agree. The kicking game has been really poor. Their attacking breakdown has been really inaccurate. So now there's been a big break in play. What weapon can Munster implement to get them back into the game? And they're going to get a test for this straight away, because they've got a scrum on their own put in. The scrum has been a really even contest, but on the one scrum that Munster went after Connacht, they managed to milk a penalty, and they get a penalty from this scrum here. Crowd will get going. You go and do something with the line out and you're into the game. And look at the pack they have, the front five, with John Kleyn picked for the Springboks again for November. Fineen Wycherley's a big old beast. They've got John Ryan, really crafty tight head, and then you've got Milne and Lee Barron, who are really strong young athletes who played together obviously through the Leinster system. So that'd be the area I'd be saying, when you come out of this little hand-on drill that they're doing now, can you show Connacht you've got dominance in that area, because that can start to turn the whole game.
Exactly. When it's not going your way, when the spaces aren't there necessarily on the wider edges, or when you find you're struggling to get the ball there, to just be a little bit more pedantic. And Munster are strong in their set piece game. They have a good line out. They have great launches off the back of their line outs, and you'd like to see more of the tactics implemented that they used against Leinster last week, where they were finding space in backfield. They were putting those contestable kicks in and getting change off of them, and then finding themselves in the right area of the pitch. And whether it's 3-6-9 or go to the corner, get your maul game going, but you'd like to see them now resort to getting their set piece going and getting a bit of rhythm, because it's been so stop-start.
100%, but I think they got to improvise now, because last week, who were the three main players for Munster? It was Tyburn, Jack Crowley, Tom Farrell, and I think now without Abrahams has gone off as well. So, and I don't disagree that McCarthy's a threat. He's not Abrahams, So you got to maybe be a little bit more controlled. Nankivell, we saw him as a playmaker, but maybe use him now as a battering ram. Use Dan Kelly's physicality. Just do whatever you have to do to win this game.
Exactly. And where McCarthy lacks in footwork like Abrahams, he gains a whole lot in the air. We just saw he had one fantastic take there in the first half, and he is very, very capable in the air. And he's a big, tall, strong man. You'd like to see them go into their contestable game, but the kicks have to be accurate. If the kicks aren't the money and they're just a few metres too long, you're inviting counter-attack up on you, and you're putting your defence in massive stress. So,
and from a Connacht point of view, spend as much time as you can in this half. Make Munster overplay and go and pounce.
Okay.
As we were saying, Byron Ralston is taken off after all the requisite care. Let's hope it's not too serious, and we wish him well in his recovery. Now then, after a long delay, Ethan Coughlan is primed and poised to feed a Munster scrum, which duly collapses.
Are you okay?
Jordan Duggan now is the latest player in a little bit of distress. Oh yeah.
Oh, it's nasty.
Yeah. It
just. So you see there's a lot of movement on the ground after the collapse here, and his neck looks like gets caught in a pretty horrific position.
9. Get the ball in when he's able. Get the ball in.
You see, he was pretty uncomfortable straight away. Hopefully this isn't as bad as it maybe looked on first look. So he gets twisted there, and he goes right on his. Oh.
I do not like to see that. It's,
if your number 9 needs to present the ball, he needs to put the ball in. I will not penalize them.
He's lost both his wingers this evening.
Just when a scrum collapses like that, it's easier said than done, but you want to just try and throw your chest to the ground, just get in contact there. You don't want to end up where your back is going over your neck, over your head. Well, it looks like he's back up on his knee. That's a great sign. The amount of work these front rowers do on their neck strength, their neck flexibility, it's incredible, and it's needed, because there's some amount of G-force going through those players' vertebrae and neck.
It's great to see him sitting upright, and You would assume if there's any concern at all, Peter Dooley would just come in. Why risk?
Yeah, no, I think he's looking at testing his arm strength.
Are you okay?
Yeah, good to go.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Good to go.
Okay, guys, come in.
Straight back to the coal
No
face.
rest for the wicket.
Wait the ball in. If you present the ball, put the ball in. We go.
Right, now we might see a contest here.
Coach! Boy! Set! Okay, stable!
No, that's a good Connacht scrum, fair play.
It's commendable bravery, to be frank, for Jordan Duggan. That takes some doing. Front rowers are made of different stuff, we know that, but that wasn't easy. Full props to that man, and that physicality continues. Another crunching hit from Fineen Wycherley. No let up whatsoever in the physicality. Might yet be what sways it. Which side can keep throwing punches until the bitter end. Good contest that time between Matthew Devine and JJ Hanrahan.
Use it! Use it!
Similar pattern to the opening 40 minutes. Real tight, tense arm wrestle thus far. Better kick indeed from Ethan Coughlan, who brings a little bit of chaos and confusion. Shane McCarthy overran it, a bit of Munster ball now. Just for a second there was a little bit of space back there, but it's been hoovered up by Harry West. And touches the option midway between that 22-metre line and the 10-metre line.
Yeah, great decision there from JJ, splitting the backfield and finding space down the middle. It just forces a couple of bounces on the ball that Munster have time to eat up the space, and forces a poor enough clear out. Well, they get an exit off it, but Munster have a set piece here now inside the Connacht half. They'll be happy with that little kick battle.
Yeah, and they've got Coombes in midfield outside Nankivell. Just need to get his first part right.
Jack O'Donoghue just about managed to hold on to that.
5, don't change, stay there.
Lee Barron, off they go before they run out of pitch. Nankivell first up.
It's carrying well.
Takes some stopping. Hanrahan to Dan Kelly and now Shane Daly.
9, stop.
Almost identical position, just on the opposite end of the pitch on Connacht ball.
Yeah, not a bad option. I think he would have hoped he could have eked out another couple of metres there to put real pressure on. Pressure still on Connacht here now, mind you, this exit, but
nicely done between Heffernan and Diarmuid this time, and Cathal Forde shoulder to the pump.
Use it!
Stopped almost inevitably by the hard-working Hodnett. Miscue.
So I asked the question, were they going to get scrum dominance? They weren't, but now can they actually bring something off the training field, off a line out, whether it's a power play or a first phase strike, just to get them punching holes in this Connacht defence?
Jack, come here for a second.
46 minutes on his return to the side for the first time this season for John Hodnett. Off he goes. Ioane Quinn comes in.
Outside 15.
All the way towards that man again, Jack O'Donoghue. First touch for Ioane Quinn, that was tight. Kelly takes it, and now quick from Hanrahan to Shane Daly. Back the other way again from Coughlan. Very tight in there, isn't it? It's hard one for Jean Kleyn to take. It's maybe a little bit too intricate.
JJ probably better off letting the big boys carry that there instead of calling the sweet pass out the back. Wasn't on, the depth wasn't there. Too much pressure flat at the line, and the error comes off the back of it. Great pressure from Connacht, but that was all in Munster's control by holding your feet, keeping your depth and allowing the defence come to you while you have the ball. There's such a big difference in receiving a pass flat on the line when you're engaged in the contact already, as opposed to just holding your feet, giving yourself that extra yard, extra second on the ball. can get through those passes, but that accuracy just isn't there at the moment, and it's still stop-start, but imagine it'll open up now a couple of minutes' time. Hoping.
Optimistic. We live in hope. Cathal Forde again off that left boot. Returned with interest from Shane Daly. Josh Ioane, where's the space? It's over on the right-hand side. He's gone more straight down the middle to put the pressure on McCarthy, who's able to it and shows lovely footwork. And away he goes. Niall trying to fend off.
Oh, it's great effort from Murray.
Niall Murray. And all the while, just that little bit of needle to remind us that it's an Irish Interpro and it means something.
It's brilliant from Shane McCarthy. He gets on the outside from the loose kick, and he's a dangerous man with ball in hand. Does well here to allow the ball to be taken from him, but set piece now Munster.
And they win it. 3 in a row, called on Jack O'Donoghue. Now, Gavin Coombes. Looked as though he got his knee to groin initially. Now it's release, and they release him, and away he goes, and then he's reshackled just in the nick of time by Dave Heffernan. And there's that cut and thrust again. Ronan Quinn straight in off the bench.
It's on here.
Warmed up to the heat of battle. A little kick through just off the shins of Ben Murphy. Munster in position, and they win the decision.
Lift the ball, guys. Not now.
Kelly makes up for it there in the end with a great turnover, but just a little bit too lateral there from Munster on the outside. When you're running across the pitch like that and you have nobody to square up and straighten the line, you're just going to end up having to kick or run into touch. And fortunate on this occasion, they now got the set piece inside the 22, but Munster's
but you need to release when I say release.
Decision making is potentially go up and level.
Top of the charts in the turnover stage last week with 15. It's not been that sort of game. So Sam Illo and Jordan Duggan both go off, both props replaced. Peter Dooley and Fiachna Barrett in. Gavin Coombes with the ball, funnels it back to Jack O'Donoghue, and then Lee Barron in situ, in place, inside the Connacht 22.
Okay, that's once. Now use it.
Ethan Coughlan to Nankivell. Little show and go, trying to get beyond that Connacht rear guard. Gavin Coombes now, elaborate and out the back. Picked up by Quinn. Coughlan once more, this time it's John Ryan. Straight and true, up the guts, trying to go through the heart of that Connacht rear guard, which thus far in the game has broadly stood firm. A little bit of deception in disguise now. A nice little switch to Hanrahan that time again. All very claustrophobic and cluttered. Zero margin for error. Those big tackles keep coming from Connacht players. Quick off that line. In behind Shane Daly this time. Picked up by Kilgallen. Heffernan stops his man. Going up a little bit of a cul-de-sac for now. Shane Daly recycles, and now Lee Barron has it.
And once again lost in their shape.
Going backwards as well. Gavin Coombes tries to puncture that defence again and maybe reshape this Munster attack as they go again. Kilgallen. Coughlan eventually gets it away to Michael Milne.
No heights!
Sean O'Brien risking the concession of a penalty, and almost inevitably it's a JJ Hanrahan up and under right on the 22, which has gone back off the hand of...
First knock on by White, second knock on by Red.
Forward in the end from Harry West. Munster put it.
Lucky, a bit fortunate there again. Probably the wrong decision going for that crossfield up and under. Munster didn't have any bodies there. It was just Dan Kelly in the edge, and Connacht had plenty, so they were very fortunate the scraps ended up coming back to Munster, but
they're both.
they're just getting lost in that kind of grey zone in between the 10-metre line and the 22. Mike Prendergast would be roaring from the coach's box, find an edge, go and find the touchline, get into the 15, get into the belly of the 15 where your forwards can fold around the corner and the middle pod can get into their shape. But it just looked a bit stagnant, and Munster weren't getting gain line, and they were getting themselves lost in their shape a little bit there. But kick was probably the right decision, but not crossfield, not to no numbers. It was off 9, off Ethan Coughlan. He probably needed to take a bit of ownership there and stick one up on that young backfield that's in the Connacht backline. So
I think defensively you have to give Connacht some credit as well. They, you know, this is an area that Lancaster's put a huge focus on. They now do half and half, 50% defence, 50% attack, and in fairness, they have been pretty resilient. Obviously, an intercept try on attack is one of the scores, and they've frustrated Munster. They've kept their line integrity intact pretty well.
They have, absolutely, and they're forcing Munster to kick on the back foot, which is never ideal as a chaser. You want to be getting into the air into a contest on the front foot. Connacht doing a great job defensively, shutting out the attacking threats.
Yeah, just say that. I thought they were calling you also.
I'd say one thing Mike Prendergast is getting the message on. They roll the forwards far too often. They, like off average ball, they go behind 3 forwards deep to JJ, and that just lets the defence recover, and that's why they haven't really created many overlaps in the back. Sometimes you need to carry a little bit again.
And then your contestables, you're passing back 10 metres to kick 30 metres as opposed to just kicking 20 metres off 9. You know, it's the kick is so much harder when you're going back to JJ in those instances to put up contestables. Makes the job so much harder as a chaser. So much harder for the forwards then to get with the chasers to get on the scrap. So
both down here.
Inaccurate kicking game so far from Munster.
Let's go, Johnny!
Better binding here, okay?
13 minutes of the second period have elapsed, and plenty of incident without any real rhythm, and certainly no change to the scoreboard. Always likely to give either a free kick or a penalty to Munster there following the reset, and off goes Gavin Coombes. Coughlan tries to feed that Munster attack with a little bit more tempo and impetus, pops it into the hands of the rampaging Fineen Wycherley on this occasion. There's an urgency just now about Munster. The crowd can sense it as well. Can they turn the screw here in their favour? It's felt like a long time on the front foot. Not quite siege mentality just yet from Connacht, but they're relishing the defensive effort.
Stay behind!
JJ Hanrahan now spots the opportunity for a crossfield kick, and it's charged down. Ioane almost through his legs. Josh Murphy now. Ben Murphy almost tackled by his own player. Harry West in the way. Frantic, chaotic little passage of play after multi-phrase from Munster on attack, and again they went for the kicking option and it didn't pay dividends. No real option for Gavin there. Matthew Devine into play, scrum half. Harry West again. And now it's another turnover. Jack O'Donoghue latches on.
Clearly on the board.
JJ will be thanking Jack O'Donoghue for that turnover, I tell you that.
I think Nankivell just had a word with JJ there about that crossfield kick. In fairness, the pack wasn't overly dominant, but they were getting on the front foot, and all of them had swept the far side. I mean, that was such a high-risk kick.
Yeah, you can
crossfield.
only go to that option unless you have penalty advantage, or you're sure thing that you're going to score from the crossfield kick. Otherwise, your forwards should be eating you alive for taking the ball away from them 5 metres out from the line.
Guys, 1 and 2.
Maybe it's the communication.
1 and 2 red.
Two front row replacements have been ready for quite a few minutes. That tells you about how long the last passage of play was. Munster balling on. Maybe they needed to be even more patient to try and find their way through. So Niall, Scannell and Jeremy Loughman, the latest to join us.
It's been slightly impatient, I think, from Munster. They're just trying to score a little bit too quickly, and they just need to keep going through the gears and making Connacht make more tackles.
That's the threat that we were talking about with the two Murrays out there now.
Behind, guys!
If they can get out of dodge here, and it'll feel like a long time on the defensive. Not huge ground made on it.
Yeah, well, the problem for Connacht is I know they're defending really well, but it's back-to-back sets, and you know they're in the wrong area of the field. They only have a 3-point advantage. I mean, once they're starting to get a little bit of dominance at the defensive breakdown.
Yeah, and if it continues like this, Connacht will tire. They come 60, 70 minutes, they're going to be out on their feet if they keep having to defend these mauls and these set pieces and the amount of carries in the 22.
Fineen Wycherley on this occasion is the call. Munster get it right.
5, don't change. Stay
Josh
back.
Murphy doing his best to get his levers in there. He's got a handful of Jack O'Donoghue's shirt, but Niall Scannell has a handful of the ball. Coughlan digs it out. Right on the doorstep of that 22. Hanrahan pass over the top is on. Space available for Shane McCarthy. Pumps the legs, presses the accelerator. Shows good power there, Kilgallen. Coombes has got to be quick. His hands were good. Shane McCarthy looks sharp this evening. He sits down Forde.
Stay behind.
Loaded on that short side now. Can they work it out? Can they find the space? Still 2 options on that tight channel. Jeremy Loughman is first up in that regard. John Ryan available. Scannell just behind him. You need to keep the tempo and the momentum or invite big challenges from the likes of Josh Murphy there again. Crowd
Behind.
fully invested in this now. They sense it's a really important juncture in the game for Munster to make this pressure pay. Relentless as it is, almost camped in the 22 now. Can they pull out a trump card? Dan Kelly carries it to the line. Coughlan on a player on the wrong side.
That's enough.
It's a penalty.
So all the other penalties were for technical infringement. That's actually just for mouthing at the referee.
Yeah.
And again, it's just, in fairness, Connacht actually had kept their line really well, but Munster put huge energy into that. Had got on the front foot from Shane McCarthy on the left wing. We're going to hear now the reason for it.
We have 22 minutes on the clock. What I said in the first half remained for the second half. It's unacceptable what he said to me. Yeah. Okay, we'll start again with a penalty. That needs to finish. Yeah. Was one from the back. Huh? That one. Yeah.
Dan Kelly, I think. Bit of frustration coming, but first that frustration is coming from Connacht staying in the fight, and massive hit there from Josh Murphy on Gavin Coombes just when Munster looked like they were starting to get momentum. Stuart Lancaster will be loving this spirit from Connacht.
Beginning to empty the bench. Fineen Wycherley is off and Evan O'Connell in his place.
Yeah, he'll give them some bang. Ronan Quinn's giving them some impact as well.
They need a bit more of this impact from the bench. The big.
Use it!
Skyward it goes from Murphy. There's huge height on that. 2 players collide long before the ball came down.
You can't hit him before he jumps to the ball.
Okay. Time off.
Clear as day.
We'll start the game against White for an early penalty. Time off. Are you okay? It's a penalty for you, okay? Yeah, it's a penalty for you.
That's why I used to like playing the front row, not to be in the backfield like that, where basically you get taken out.
Yeah.
Nowhere near the ball.
All the intent in the world, but timing miles off.
I tell you.
Thankfully, it wasn't a dangerous one.
I'm not sure what the official tendency is, but it took everyone in the crowd to convince Priority that was a penalty.
Yeah, stay there. On me. Guys open, thank you.
Harry West just momentarily lost the flight of the ball in the bright lights at the top of the stand here at Thomond Park, but Munster would have expected a better gain of ground than that, and again they're coming through that line with big tackles. Paul Boyle, time and time again. Stern resistance. Barron this time with a big tackle. It's up to Munster. The onus is on Munster to find something different to unpick this lock, which is pretty rigid.
Away wide, good.
Loughman takes it to the line this time, but they're not finding anything easy. No soft shoulders. They're being pushed back time and again. Shane Daly has that game-breaking ability, and certainly so does Kilgallen. Back inside to Kelly. Better now. Working that 5-metre channel. Shane Daly just lost his footing at the inopportune moment. Diarmuid with the tackle. The third quarter, scoreless at Thomond Park. Its lion's share of it been dominated by Munster. Coughlan again. Hanrahan out the back this time to Shea McCarthy. Scannell this time. Coughlan once more. Ryan then pops it out the back to Nankivell. Flat pass out to that far wing to Ronan, who has brought a little bit of punch off the bench. On they go, relentless. Gavin Coombes. Kleyn takes a sledgehammer to the front door, tries to go straight through, and like many before him, can't do it. Hanrahan, is there space out the back?
Oh, well done, Ben Murphy.
Shane
Good
McCarthy
defensive effort there.
is looking like the most likely option, and that's gone forward. Once again, take your hat off to Connacht.
Yeah, but and more importantly, no defensive penalty. Like, they've just managed to stop Munster without infringing the breakdown, without going offside.
Connacht look comfortable.
So comfortable,
I'd love to see Munster just try something different. Somebody in the back line, look for a chip over the top, look for a grubber through some of the big forwards who are finding themselves in the middle of the field. You know, like a bit of variation of the handling. They're running through the same shapes over and over again, but without much punch and impetus. So
well, let's see what the new halfbacks do.
Exactly.
Two youngsters.
Yeah, I'm very excited by Jake O'Riordan. See what he's a live wire. He's an up-and-coming talent with a lot of ability. It's a decent passing game. He is a live wire around the breakdown, and Ethan Coughlan has been performing well the last couple of weeks, but it's a chance now for young Jake to shine, and hopefully he goes well, and young Tony Butler as well getting an opportunity.
It's recognition from those men in your picture that they've hit a little bit of a brick wall. They've got to try something, roll the dice, throw caution to the wind in a sense, in terms of the lack of experience of Jake O'Riordan and Tony Butler.
Okay, we go.
Interesting to see what this young man can do. Still only 20. Young Munster, he's come up through Bruff and UL Bows.
Yeah, you need to set first. Set the mark. Thank you.
Schoolboy rugby at St Munchin's. He's earned the right to show what he can do. That's a brilliant opportunity. Change the course of this game.
Crouch! 9.
I think Munster will be disappointed as well. They haven't done anything to really test Devine, who's now playing on the wing. You know, defensively, I know they throw a ball over the top to McCarthy, but you've got to try and exploit that, don't you?
Exactly. I can't believe it. Yeah, their backfield isn't at the races.
Connacht would just love to see Munster territory for a few moments lift the siege. Josh Ioane now surveying the options. There's no space back there. Shane McCarthy.
Come back, White, come back.
He will blink first in the latest bout of kick tennis roll. That was tight into the hands of Tony Butler.
Yeah, but that's what you want. You want to work as a combination there in the backfield. Now you can box kick up a decent position here. Varied it. Get out and kick tennis.
6 out.
Get something contestable.
Shane McCarthy's after this now. He needs to get in the air. It's too long again.
O'Riordan's kick. It's his first of the evening from that position, so we'll forgive him that. Only 2 or 3 metres too long. Possession back with Connacht and that man, Paul Boyle.
Use it!
Toiled tirelessly this evening. Will a little bit of fatigue set in and open up the space for someone?
I've got nothing clear for me backwards, live. Yeah, backwards.
Shea McCarthy under pressure from the makeshift winger that is Matt Devine.
No hands! Use it! Yeah, he's up play on him. Stay behind, let's fit. Let's go now. Touch!
Reardon under
Body's
significant
touched.
pressure. And there is Devine. And then Murphy, he's away, just goes
Number 7 in front.
effortlessly beyond 2 or 3 players, but maybe, just maybe it was because Paul Boyle was in the way.
7 wide in front. Obstruction the player.
Yeah, Wernley from Munster, Niall Scannell, who's come on, hooker. He's down in the backfield. He's been getting treatment for the last couple of minutes.
Okay, time off.
Yeah, I think he's gone off. Lee Barron will have to come back on.
Yeah, obstruction. Wait. Okay, just make sure he's at HIF.
Paul Boyle.
Barron returns to the place of number 16, Ryan Scannell.
Yeah, so that switch is happening.
Substitution number 18, Ronan Foxe, replacing number 3.
Tight head replacement as well for Munster. So John Ryan has gone off, and there you see wearing number 18 is Ronan Foxe. For Niall Scannell, 200th appearance, remember, against the Scarlets.
Yeah.
Opening weekend of the
7 in
season.
front. Obstruction.
It's a long time, November, to stew on a narrow defeat when you've had so much of the ball. Can Munster pull this out of the fire? Loads of time, of course, 15 minutes still remaining, but
Gap, guys.
almost go as far to say that they've run out of ideas too many times for Munster's liking.
The attack hasn't been flowing fluidly, but get into the 22 and get your power game going. Get Nankivell on the ball, and Dan Kelly, these lads, and finding joy.
All hands to the pump on the defensive again as Tony Butler is swallowed up momentarily. Here's the new man in, Ronan Foxe.
Not out, play on.
And on he goes. Sean Kleyn still working tirelessly. 66th minute. He's carried a lot of ball. None more so, it feels like, than Gavin Coombes, who's tackled by Sean O'Brien. And here's Coombes again. Fighting and working really hard, even just to get the ball back on the Munster side there. Foxe again as Munster look for a little bit of bench boost here. Shane Daly. Flat to that line to try and bring
Nankivell.
Forde in again. Nankivell pumps the legs. Getting closer, ever closer. Jaco Reardon, what's the call here? Penalty advantage, Connacht stray offside. Surely now they must be able to find a way through. Roll the dice. O'Riordan knows he's under advantage, delays the pass. Jack O'Donoghue hit hard by Murray. Is there space out there? Can Connacht get back and hold them up? They're not over the line yet, so the ball is still live, still there, still available. Faking Barrett first off that Connacht line, still penalty advantage.
On the line.
Sean Kleyn. Ball back there and available once again. It's heroic defence time and again, and once again it's Paul Boyle leading the charge with the captain's armband for Connacht. Oh, they drive this time lower, faster, with more penetration, and eventually the dam burst. You felt it had to. How long could Connacht hold out under incessant pressure? And it's Jack O'Donoghue with his second of the night.
Yeah, well, Simon called it, just the fatigue is starting to set in now. Too many back-to-back defences. Look at Ronan Foxe here with the latch. He had 2 big carries in that sequence, and he's the one who pushes Jack O'Donoghue over. But they're on a penalty advantage. But it was much more direct from Munster, wasn't it? It was just front door, 1 out runners, and eventually they forced their way over.
not been a great night for either side off the kicking tee. Tony Butler, the latest to get the yip, so to speak, but well, there's only so much time you can spend on the ropes, no matter how good your guard is, and if you keep swinging, one will get through, and Jack O'Donoghue has done that.
Nothing to pay for it. Okay.
Clayton McMillan's not giving too much away. It's just a lead. 28 minutes is taken to get the first score of the second half. Will it be the decisive one? Charged down deep inside the Munster 22. This one is not done by a long chalk.
Yeah, but straight away, Munster put themselves under pressure. Pretty loose. Good kick chase, good pressure by Devine, actually.
Guys,
gets his hand to it. But now we'll see if Connacht can find a bit of energy. Having defended for close to 20 minutes. They've always been a good attack inside. Can they ask the right questions this Munster defence now?
Move.
Contest towards the front. Jack O'Donoghue up for Munster, but
no hands.
It's Niall Murray who won it. Can they flip the switch? And spent an age on the defensive.
It's interesting, actually, they've moved Devine into scrum half now because they need to go chase the game, and he's so dangerous around the ruck. Obviously, it's slow here. You can imagine Munster be well locked in, but...
No, you dive on him. Unplayable, wide ball. You dive on him.
So no penalty.
I think that's smart by Lancaster.
Unplayable. Red cannot roll away.
Brings a little bit of chaos, doesn't he, Matthew Devine?
Here we go. Scrum, wide ball.
Always have to watch him. What can he manufacture off the back of the scrum here?
Yeah,
lots of chat between
Stay there. Thank you.
Josh Ioane.
He's setting the mark on the left.
West.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's impressive the strength and depth Connacht have at 9. Obviously, Caelan Blade away with Ireland. Ben Murphy's had a brilliant season and a half since he's come down from Leinster, and obviously Devine, the homegrown talent.
Coach! Boy! What's going on this side, guys? Okay. Reset, we go. Let's go, guys, please. Let's go. Be patient, respect my calls.
All new personnel in there, of course. And shot there, Tony Butler. So many young players out on the pitches. One of those players about to make themselves a hero in the final 10 minutes and sort this out.
Early, this side.
Connacht free kick. Sean O'Brien gets them moving. Cathal Forde, a little bit of space. Door was closed pretty quickly though by Ronan, Quinn and Munster now. These second half turnovers making a big difference.
Yeah, that's huge from Gavin Coombes. Obviously a 2-score lead. Munster don't want to play any rugby or spend any time in this area between the 10s. Good by Coombes. It was a decent carry by Forde, but I think the free kick just caught Connacht a little bit unawares themselves.
Coombes, he doesn't get a lot of credit for being a poacher, but he's very hard to move when he's over the ball. He's a big boy, and when he latches on, you are not budging him. So that was a crucial turnover. Munster needed that. They needed a breath of fresh air, or they needed a gasp of air there. Connacht looked like they were in great position there, with only 2 points down now, mind you.
Variation doesn't work.
By White.
Again, it's snatchy and it's loose, and it's perhaps a little bit fortunate that that's hit a Connacht hand.
Not come by White in front, guys. That's the call that I received.
Yeah, you see they go for the no jump throw here, but it's just, yeah, it's clearly not done by Daly.
That's why I gave it the free kick.
He didn't know a massive amount about it, but that's the correct call from the assistant referee on this side.
Set, mark. Be patient, stay up, okay? Don't early. 9.
Both sides back in action
Crouch.
in a month's time against South African opposition. Both on home soil. The Sharks going to Galway, and Stormers, which is always lively here at Thomond Park.
Time is off. Time is off now. Guys, come here. Come here, guys. I didn't have any problem in the first half with very good scrums. Now we have subs in the field. It's a mess. You need to respect the standard in the first half, okay? Clear binding, clear stability before the ball is in. It's too messy, okay? We go again. Come here.
Well,
Be
were
patient.
listening, they heard him, they all
Don't
nodded
go
their
early.
heads. Well, it's make any difference.
Crouch. Bind. Set. Stable.
3-point game in Munster's favour as they look to make it 5 consecutive home wins against Connacht. Come from behind victory. It's an interesting kick just to put the pressure on in the backfield.
Yeah, but it's very smart. That's playing the percentages there. Scrum wasn't tidy, but O'Riordan and Coombes did a good job and just pinning them back down, making them kick out. Horrible for Connacht because they want to be 60 yards further down the field, and now they got to try and go to their line out D, try and pinch a ball and get a bit of territory.
Contest again. This time it was Evan O'Connell who was the target. There's a little bit of space there for Nankivell. Timely from Sean O'Brien. Thumping hit as well. O'Riordan keeps them moving. No forward purchase this time for Foxe. There's Niall marked man after a couple of really good carries in the previous attacking set.
I think Munster just need to accept that it's not their night attack-wise, and just play one out, 2 pass plays.
Take their medicine, you know, there's no need to be forcing anything here. You're in a great area of the pitch. Yeah, potentially Shane McCarthy needs to be flat there. He needs to be an option and stay switched on at all times. But he's not, you know, it's a relatively risky one in that area of the field. Your forwards, they're not going, you know, they're not gaining 2-3 metres every carry, but they're retaining possession. You know, Connacht want the ball back, they need the ball back, and that's just an easy out for from Munster. So as we kept saying, it's a scrappy old game, and they don't need to be throwing any risky passes when you're 2 points ahead. You haven't performed particularly well, but you're still in the lead.
And while Connacht have defended really well and haven't given away any penalties, they haven't really been a jackal threat. You know, so Munster can play phase play. I just wind this clock down.
Diarmuid takes it.
Away!
Sean O'Brien.
Take him back.
Josh Ioane now. Shane Daly covered a lot of grounds, taking that brilliantly. Super work under the high ball, so athletic. Tony Butler needs few resources here, Munster, and they get there in time. Connacht player is down out of picture as well. He's going to be close to the play momentarily. Jack O'Donoghue, what a big impact he's had tonight, not least with those 2 tries that put aside in a match-winning position. Coombes, and they move it along the line to Barron. O'Riordan.
Away, White!
On he goes again. Evan O'Connell this time.
Step back.
Field position, wearing Connacht down, running the clock down. All those factors matter in the 77th minute.
Away! He's in the way, he's in the way. I cannot reward you.
Really, Dylan Tierney-Martin wasn't a million miles away, but couldn't get hands locked on. O'Riordan again.
Jack
O'Donoghue need to grind.
Here. Hey, quiet.
Tony Butler's dropping into the pocket for a drop goal here, but just carefully get blocked down. He's backed out of it. And just keep using the forwards.
He's getting further and further back, wasn't he, with almost every tackle. Connacht doing really well on defence again, but it's all defence against all attack. Now then, Kilgallen are on the outside, or almost around the outside.
Good.
Ball's
Yes,
loose and into touch on this side.
Ball was out, he tried to lift, knock on into touch option. Scrum or line out.
Scrum or line out.
Look, I know Munster are chasing the bonus point here, but I still think the right thing to do is to just be conservative, Maybe on a penalty advantage, pull a trigger.
Knock on by White.
But take your medicine, get your win here, go 5 from 5.
Yeah. Number 1.
Here we go, let's go guys. Come here.
You'd imagine Alex Nankivell will get game line here into the 22, and then you're around the corner. Your forwards are naturally flowing into the shape, getting around the corner, punching, making, forcing Connacht into tackle after tackle after tackle, and the clock's winding down at the same time. There's only 2.5 left now. And
yeah, and you may get your bonus point, but you're not exposing yourself.
Exactly. Let it happen organically as opposed to chase.
Guys.
The stats in front of us reading tackles made 150 for Connacht.
Yes,
it feels like more than
Put
that.
the feet in front. Foot on the left. Happy. Thank you.
Munster made nearly 250 last week.
No, I don't
16th man doing its job, just trying to will Munster over the line here.
Boy! Set!
Big penalty, timely penalty, and maybe now that will just see Munster over the line.
I think this could lead to the bonus point and take a bonus point away from Connacht.
Okay, time off. Okay, who is the number? Guys, we have an HIA. Number 12 HIA.
Because this is different now. This is going to put you 5 yards out.
Yeah.
Alex Nankivell going off for a head injury assessment. We saw that big collision he was involved in just a couple of moments ago. Well, if they can get a 4th try in the 79th minute, tag on a point themselves and take one off Connacht, that's double whammy, isn't it?
Elbow down, inching on this side.
Just a word on Alex Nankivell. He's been superb today. Yeah. His work rate has been sky high, making himself available for carries, getting loads of gain line, and defensively he's been valuable, you know, so physical, a poach threat, works really hard. And
yeah, he's a proper leader in his team, isn't he?
Yeah, he's very popular in that group, and he's turning into a big leader.
Oh, that's nice to Coombes.
Away, White, away!
Initially. And on they go again. Connacht swarming over the ball, and just when they needed one, it's a lifeline of sorts. It's a big turnover.
Strong on the ball from the side. You can kick it out, and if you need more time, I'll give you time. You can kick it out. If you need time, I'll give you more time.
There's a few recriminations and choice words between 3 or 4 of those Munster players in the cluster. Maybe there's one more opportunity.
We're ready to go.
From a long way downtown for Stuart Lancaster's Connacht side to try and do the unthinkable here, and having spent so much of the second half, not just on the defensive, but in their own 22. They haven't been an attacking threat whatsoever. Is there anything in the tank? It will take quite something. Harry West.
Thank you.
They're actually down numbers here if they go. Oh, Reardon, no, they're okay now.
Jack O'Donoghue barking the orders, calling for resources on this side. Devine again, his pace, sniping ability, always a threat. That was Sean Naughton, in fact, who took it to the line. Didn't find a way through. Diarmuid.
Away.
Josh Ioane can't kick it away. They've got to find something.
Off.
Gavin using his power.
On the body.
Clock in the red over the 80 minutes. This is to be another win for Munster over Connacht at a ground where the Westerners have found it so difficult to come up with big victories. Not yet making any purchase. Forde hit by two, if not three, Munster players, including Jake O'Riordan, Josh Ioane. Crowd cheering their side home. Big turnover now, and that would do it. See them over the line. It's an anxious, nervous kind of chorus from the Munster faithful. Then Murphy loses his footing. Devine again. Josh Murphy now. Up come Munster. Ball available for the replacement scrum half again, but they're running out of field position and ideas, and Munster now swarming through. It was on for a big counter ruck for Foxe, but Connacht still have it. Josh Ioane needs support now. Can't run away from your teammates and be turned over, but Devine has that pace to snipe and get away. Munster have turned it over, and they drive themselves over the finishing line. And look what it means to Evan O'Connell. It has been an absolute dogfight of a game. So uneasy on the eye for the